Now Dineco trying to get something in. But Jay Miller seems to have the upper hand in this matchup. Another uppercut by Miller, and finally Christian and Jones, the linesmen, step in there.
A spirited battle, Brady. Probably a split decision, depending upon which side you favor.
And now Lamb and Maxwell throwing a punch, and here comes Lamb. Maxwell with a couple of rights off the helmet, and Lamb starting to throw some pretty good right hands. And Lamb hammering Maxwell. Boy, Mark Lamb really pounding Maxwell. And the officials step in. I think Maxwell was getting the original penalty for slashing on Lamb. So a couple of little guys here getting involved.
Well, Mark Lamb doesn't fight too often, Brady. In fact, I can't remember ever seeing him in a fight here at the Moncton Coliseum.
I remember one.
But he gave a pretty good account of himself there in that bout with Kevin Maxwell. As you mentioned, Maxwell getting the original penalty, I think, was trying to goad Lamb into getting a retaliatory minor. We'll see if that happens or not. Well, 2. Now here's the 3. Bob Bodak has given the Flames.
Here's a fight. Right off the face-off, a fight. Actually, they didn't even get the face-off started. It's Bovic and Dufor, and look at Luke Dufor. Now Bovic gets up and starts to pound Dufor. Again, I think Bovic has lost the name tag off the back of his sweater in that scuffle. Have to wait and see when he gets out of it.
If there's one thing you don't do to a player is you don't take off his name tag.
Nope. That'll certainly get you more irate than anything else.
That's when Bovic became incensed. It wasn't the punch in the face, it was tearing the name tag off the sweater. No, actually, quite a lively scrap as Dufor and Bovic go at it to heat up this second period.
Went on to win it. In the Maritimes, KO of the week, Golden Flames at Nova Scotia Oilers. Number 10 of the Oilers, Mark Levere, gets decked by Peter Deneen of Moncton.
With a stick save, and now here's a fight in front of the net. Budak and Mitch Wilson. Now Budak has his helmet knocked off, and Wilson, here we said earlier, Wilson's size may be deceiving, but Budak finding out that in the trenches, Mitch Wilson is a tough customer. And And for the second time, Howley's also got his sweater up over his head.
Yeah, someone gave him a bit of a whistle there, too, admiring his physique. Budak for the second fight of a hockey game. Now, Wilson's coming back.
Bodak is
exchanging words.
Bodak is just a bit with Wilson. Now, lets Mitch go to the penalty box and back to the dressing room. Budak gets a bit of a hand as he skates off to the Moncton dressing room. You know, last season, Gare, in a game in Maine, Keith Hansen, a big giant, 6'5", 200-plus pounds, had Wilson in a headlock. In fact, he almost had him caged inside the Moncton net as the play was going back up to the other end of the ice. Wilson, with his strength and a small physique, picked up Hansen, threw him to the ice, and pounded the daylights out of him.
Left circle, Steve Seguin is on it there. Seguin for Farish. Farish at the point, back to Seguin, rolls it left wing boards for Gans. Back to Seguin at the circle. Left wing side, plays it out to the point. And now we have Daskalakis going after somebody in front. It's broken loose in front of the Flames net, out to the side of this Flames net. Escalating. And who is that bear? Is that Mokosak?
I think it might be, Dan.
Bears on the power play. And Daskalakis went after Mokosak.
He was in front trying to screen him naturally. You know, Mokosak's, his job is to get in front of that goaltender and to keep him from seeing the puck. And Daskalakis didn't like that. You know, a guy standing around in front and they kept shoving at each other and finally broke out.
And Mokosak's been cut. And he's bleeding from the right side of the face. And it'll be interesting to...
Going down there with John Miner. And the game is over. And Moncton wins 3-1. Andrew?
Well, what can we say? For that win, the Moncton Golden Flames, and now something started up, down after this game is over. Both benches have cleared. Some pushing and shoving going on at the moment. We'll wait and see if this develops into anything.
Now that was Dean Hopkins and Bob Bodak who sort of began fencing a little bit at the end of the game. Well, the Oilers fell behind in this hockey game 1-0 at the end of after 2-1 period. Yeah. And they fell behind 2-0, brought it back to 2-1. Again, had numerous scoring opportunities, but simply could not cash in. And they drop another one, this time by a score of 3-1 to the Moncton Golden Flames.
And now 13 points out of a playoff position, because with that win now, and now a fight breaks out down there as Dean Decision gets into it. And Dean Decision didn't see too much action. He's still nursing some injuries, of course, so... Dean Decision this season has been one frustration after another. Well, here they go again.
Well, Andrew, as a matter of fact, they've now fallen 15 points out of a playoff position. They were 13 behind Sherbrooke coming into this game today. 11 behind Moncton. They're now 13 behind the Golden Flames and 15 behind Sherbrooke. And it would appear to be a long uphill pull. Now, Dean Decision is doing a number on Pete Bakovic of the Golden Flames, and the two players go down. The officials get in there to separate them. So I guess we're going to take a break here. Strangely enough, the crowd sits in its seat.
Oh, waiting to fire an airplane through a sunroof and win a car.
Well, the Oilers outshot the Flames in this game 37-32, finished on the short end of a 3-1 score. And we will be back with the pregame or the postgame show with Western Medical. And reminding you this is Oilers hockey on CFCR from the Metro Center.
Yo, you down there? Yeah, it's all the town of war. This is Peter Gillis. You're a miner's land down here. That's your thing. Oh, sorry. Now, let me put the lights on for you. Oh, there you are. Here I am. What is this? You building a subway into your house? So you put a cat. This is part of my new Alpine protection system. Part of it? You mean what? Yep, I did most of the installation myself. I had Ern's Electrical handle the electronic bottles without label. Right. No labels. You got to know.
Save by Hextall, but Kovic comes in behind the Bears net. He takes a hit from Martinson. Now they're going at it. Martinson and Bukovic. And I get the feeling here that Martinson may get an extra couple.
He should get 2 for charge.
Martinson and Bukovic going at it far boards.
Although he didn't have his hand up. Bosset didn't make a motion for a penalty before the fight started.
So we'll see what transpires here. Finally.
Entre John Cordick et Peter Deneen. Les deux joueurs sont près l'un de l'autre et voilà finalement les deux gauches qui suivent. Cordick qui tente d'atteindre son adversaire. Deneen qui croule sur la glace. Cordick le reprend, tente de le frapper. Là c'est Deneen qui veut riposter, mais là encore une fois, il se retrouve agenouillé complètement sur la patinoire au centre. Et Cordick, même si ça n'a pas été tellement violent comme combat.
In front for Allison, who was camped alone at the right circle, couldn't get it there, and the Flames have it out again in center. Haley and Doucette. Haley bumps Doucette, but back on the other end of the ice, we have Hale and Bartell going at it. Al Hale and Robin Bartell. Bartell ridden off by linesman Randy Whistler. And the players are separated all the way down. And that'll do it for the Bears power play. Now we have a roughing call coming up. Moncton went after DeGray, now he's going after Bartell. And referee Andre Duhamel sending Bears captain Don Nachbauer back to the Bears side of the red line. Moncton goes at 7-11.
Wilson had collide back behind the net, but the loose puck taken down by Gord Paddock. Now we have a scrap brewing. It's Robin Bartell for Moncton. And I believe that's Neil Colter for Springfield as they jam up, as you see on your Continental Cablevision screen. Colter and Bartell in a headlock, and Colter trying to get Bartell down. Bartell lands a right hand, then a left as he tries to get some uppercuts through to Colter as they wrestle with each other, as you see. Colter trying to grab Bartell from behind, holds a hold of his back of his head, then his face, as you see. And finally, the linesman Joe Calcasola and Bill Dobbin in to separate. Neil Colter and Robin Bartell deep back behind the Moncton net.
Well, Robin Bartell got a couple uppercuts in early in this altercation. Neil Colter, very rangy, has good strength and good balance. That time held his own with Bartell and was desperately trying to get the headgear off of the Moncton defenseman. Bartell wearing the helmet and the face guard. Finally, Colter, who lost his helmet early on in the altercation, got that one off, but had to watch himself there. Colter had a handful of hair, looked like for a brief moment.
Doucette into the Hershey zone, trying to put the moves on the defenseman. Now the centering pass comes in front. Back to the point it goes to Bartell. Now Bartell stops it. Here's a fight now in front of the net. Miller and Martinson, a couple of heavyweights. There's a left hand by Miller. I think Martinson landed a right. Miller trying to get his licks in. He gets a couple of lefts in. Now a right by Miller. Oh, he knocks Martinson's helmet off. And Miller now trying to pick up the big forward and take him to the ice, but instead he's going to be content to throw some more lefts. Now a uppercut by Martinson, but Miller over the top with a couple. And the linesmen Christian and LeBlanc doing their jobs as they get between these two big guys. Miller, of course, we mentioned Martinson with 123 minutes coming into the game. Miller has 96 as of the start of this game, but now with at least 5 minutes there, he's over the 100 mark for the season.
And Stephen Fletcher, I believe, or no, it's McCutcheon.
McCutcheon, yeah. Well, it was going to happen sooner or later. Fletcher was out there for a few shifts, just trying to rough things up, and now McCutcheon, probably one of the only guys who can look at him eye to eye in the league, is going to take him on. Darwin's an awful tough customer, and so is Fletcher. And there you see Darwin. These guys are going to be tired. They're going to end up just grabbing on and holding on and stopping.
Well, as the two players do their dance, the linesmen, Gaudette and Jones, waiting to break in. And McCutcheon finally...
You can see it both there. They just look like they're dead tired. None of them are moving.
McCutcheon got Fletcher down to the ice, and that'll break things up.
Well, in fight terms, you'd have to say it was a good fight.